just to make sure. I mean,
Right.
Glenn's a good player. He would have noticed that.
Yeah.
He didn't have to notice it because, of course, you know. He's got
So
four.
sorry, what did he do? Oh, he also.
He just cryptic.
No, but where's the? Why is the other thing in the graveyard? Did he bolt it?
No, he bounced it. He bounced the Eternal Witness. He cryptic, which was draw bounce or bounce counter, which
He bounced the cryptic command.
no he
Or no, he bounced the Eternal Witness. No, he
Yeah.
didn't. He drew a card. He reached immediately to the top of his deck and drew a card.
I hope so.
What's going on here? I'm confused. I feel like he might have lightning bolted, and lightning bolt might be hidden under the cryptic command for some reason.
Okay, so he's getting that. He got back his other Cruel Ultimatum. Here we go.
Nice. I think we might be down. I'm not certain if we're connected to this stream right now or not. Unable to connect to chat. We may or may not be down here. I really hope we're not, because Cruel Ultimatum
Actually,
is S. And
this isn't very good. I mean,
what did he do?
he Cruel Ultimatum, but it's on his turn. I mean, Anti just gets to. Doesn't Anti just get to, untap, go?
What's happening here? Are these the cards he's discarding?
Sorry, is Cruel Ultimatum a sorcery?
Yes, absolutely is a sorcerer.
Just making sure. Doesn't Anti just get to untap Kiki Jiki win?
Well, if Glennon has just tapped out for this main phase, then yeah.
Yeah, it's just game.
Glennon, are you kidding me here with that? Surely you did not just tap out for that when he has a thing on the battlefield.
Glennon. With the 2 Bidimus Blasts.
He's got like infinite cards in hand and he tapped out.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's just showing what it can do. Glennon, no.
He literally has like 7 cards in hand.
He's got 2 Remands, 2 Bidimus Blasts. He could have just...
God, it's god awful, Glennon. Come on now.
That's so disappointing.
Why would you tap out for that? At any point in this game when you're playing against a combo deck? When you have
maybe
two,
it's
two
because,
deal 4 damage spells in
maybe
your
it's
hand.
because Glenn's a show off. Maybe he was just like...
Yeah. Oh, this thing is out of connection. It's very possible that everyone can still see this. Glenn, you've got to hope that this is just my internet connection and everyone else can't see what's just happened.
Because, yeah, that's... Oh, Glenn, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
What is that? Is that's signal, right? So that's...
It could. Don't worry about it. Just keep... So, yeah, he brought in the 3 Spreading Seas and 2 of the Bidimus Blast. I mean, I really like this Ghetto Pod list, but it shouldn't have won that last game.
No.
Glenn,
Not game 2. Glennon should easily have won that game.
Yeah, we can see Anti bought in Scavenging Ooze. What else? The value he was getting back off Eternal Witness was immense.
Yeah, well, he just had like 3 of them in hand, it seemed. I know he kept getting them remanded, so I'm not too sure if that was just the one being played every time. But it seemed like he cast Eternal Witness every turn of the game.
Yeah, it allowed him to it allowed him to make sure he had a land drop every single turn.
Yep.
Glenn must feel really bad about that. I mean, I guess he took a risk on the fact of, okay, you have to have Kiki Jiki in hand, or I just straight up win. But you don't have to take that risk. You just, with the hand he had, he just didn't have to take that risk at all. He had like Bidimus Blast with Snapcaster, Bidimus Blast, back up.
He had all these.
Just.
So we saw the Revelar got sided in there, the Scavenging Ooze also.
Just not needed.
He saw the dollar signs. I'm afraid that's what happened there with Glennon. He saw the dollar signs and he went for it.
He's like, it's a Cruel Control deck.
Yeah.
How could I not play Cruel Ultimate?
He didn't get paid off.
So yeah, we're actually going to see if we can get someone else, because those were pretty fast games.
Yeah, reasonably fast.
Kiki Jiki Reclamation or Restoration Angel.
Yeah,
still wins games.
Absolutely, doing it the old way, the old-fashioned way,
old school. Which I like. I dig this deck. I think it praise on the fact as well that there's not many controlled decks that are playing board wipes, so it's, you just get to do whatever.
Yeah, and you just play like 4 Eternal Witness main. Sweet value. I feel like this deck wants to play the one you mentioned earlier on, the Fauna Shaman.
No? Yeah, probably. I mean, it is. Do you know how Fauna Shaman works? Yeah, you pay
Oh,
three mana, but you have to discard a creature.
You don't pay 3 mana, you pay 1 and
Oh,
a
it's
tap.
one.
Yeah.
And discard a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon so.
That's pretty good. Like, I think the card is too good to see absolutely no modern play, especially when Birthing Pod has been banned.
The format's slowed down. I reckon there's a place for it now.
I remember playing here and there a one-off when I was playing the Kiki Pod deck, specifically Kiki Pod,
Just as a
not
fifth
Lyra
pod.
Pod. Yeah, just kind of as a fifth pod. Now, it wasn't great in the deck. I ended up cutting it. I didn't really like it in the deck because I had 4 Birthing Pods. But if I'm trying to play a deck like this, which is kind of just podless pod, I surely want at least 1 Fauna Shaman.
I'd agree. Maybe I'll look up that Bring Out the Little Kid deck. Maybe it's good enough now. Maybe it's because it's mostly green-white, although I imagine, like all green-white decks now, you will splash back for Siege Rhino. Plus, it got to play 2 Baneslayer Angel in the main.
That's
How
really,
sweet is
really
that?
good. Oh yeah, Baneslayer Angel is she's the bomb. I play her main deck in Miracles right now. Played her one off main deck at the weekend, and she won me at least 1 game.
Because you just play her, and people are like, "Oh, I can't deal with that." Good
I,
game.
Yeah, I had to slam it and tap out and cross my fingers against mono red when I was on 4 at one stage. But,
I saw
yeah,
that, and you
yeah.
got to swing. And
I had a Force Wheel for 1 spell, but if you had 2 spells, I was dead. So no.
I'm gonna see now if we can get someone on stream. I'm sure we can. There's a lot of
Okay.
we
Fauna
might be able to
Shaman-
get the finals. Actually, we might be able to get that control matchup.
We might indeed. So Fauna Shaman is bad. The Ghostway deck is just an ETB value deck with a combo. Fauna Shaman doesn't help either game plan. Okay, fair enough. Like
It totally helps the combo
For
plan.
me, it helps you find your one-off Kiki Jiki.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely
you're
helps.
playing 4 chords. The Ghostway deck, yeah, sure. I mean, you are playing an ETB deck, but even a one-off to search for with a chord when your chord X value is quite low.
Yeah.
you just go and get a Fauna Shaman, and it helps you find other spells instead of being able to chord for higher amount.
Absolutely.
Something like that.
I think saying that it's got no place in a combo deck when it's a combo piece finder is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are we going to be getting the control final onto the board?
No, Evan just 2-0'd Francesco.
Just crushed him.
Okay.
Evan just crushed Francesco with the
Okay.
takedown, going 4-0.
I've got 4-0 here. Pretty nice.
With that Splinter Twin deck, he's quite proficient with it. He's very good. Is there anyone we can get on?
Just gonna take a look now.
Cool. Are we still going here? Like, it seemed like the
we are,
internet was down a bit.
Yeah, the internet turned off again. So it's the box is just finding the strain of streaming at 800 kilobytes a second for an hour and a half. Too much. So
Sure.
be looking
Anyway.
into fixing that and getting it consistent.
Absolutely.
Because this little thingy here looks like it's not working.
Oh, well. Sorry
Yeah,
for the.
no,
Is that this specifically, or
that specifically? I'd say it's
Okay.
just the signal just keeps dropping from
Okay.
being in here.
Sorry
Okay.
for the drop in the stream there, but yeah, it looks like now we're back up.
yeah? No, you're right. I played Fauna Shaman 2 and Kiki Pod, and I didn't like it there, but it's worth consideration at
Yeah.
the very least. East on the Wandering Bard is clearly better than Fauna Shaman. Well, that's just not true.
That is
Uh,
lies.
Yeah. So we are looking to possibly get another game on stream here. I'm not sure if any of the guys.
I'm
can be
very
followed.
disappointed in Glennon for letting this end in round 2 or
Oh,
in game
yeah.
2
Oh, I'm
when we
really-
should have had a third game.
I'm borderline disgusted here. I think we were actually down, so I think a lot of you guys may well have missed what happened there with Glennon. I'm going to name and shame him right now, because if you missed it, you really ought to have seen it.
We should
He
start
had the
with his
game
hand.
wrapped up. Yeah, let's start with his hand.
He had a Snapcaster Mage, 2 Bidimus Blasts,
Remand?
a Remand, and the card that lost him the game.
Yeah.
Which is Cruel Ultimatum.
The centerpiece of the deck.
Yep.
Cruel Control, Cruel Ultimatum. He got terribly greedy. You've never seen dollar signs flash in somebody's eyes more so than you ever saw in
I
this
think he had
moment
a
in time.
Lightning Bolt as well.
He
Or
might have had a lightning bolt. He had all these basically. He had like 7 cards in hand. The opponent had a couple cards in hand, more than 3
had
anyway.
4 cards.
4 cards in hand, plus a
One of those cards
Restoration Angel on the
on
battlefield.
and a Wall of... No, and an Eternal Witness. So what
Actually,
actually...
you had 2 creatures as well on the battlefield.
So what happened was Glenn said to himself, if I Cruel Ultimatum now, he has to have exactly Kiki Jiki in his hand, and I lose, otherwise I win the game. Now, what he should have been thinking was, I don't have to cast Cruel Ultimatum
because I've already
because
won
I've
this
won
game.
the game.
I've already won this game.
I have 2 Bidimus Blasts. I'm going to kill any of your Restoration Angels end of turn.
possibly gain some value.
Yeah,
and
because end of turn, he can just Anti can never tap for. If Glenn has his 8 mana on tap, Anti can never tap out for Kiki-Jiki unless he wants to, just test it, be like, okay, here, otherwise I lose.
Yeah.
And Glenn then goes, oh, you lose. So what happens is Anti goes past turn, Restoration Angel, Eternal Witness. What, Restoration hit me for 3? Who cares?
Yeah.
And then end of turn, Glenn just goes, yeah, Bitterness Blast.
Yeah.
Kill that.
Kill the thing.
Probably get value.
Yeah. Maybe go get like an Electrolyze or something or
Or
whatever.
an Phyrexian Obliterator.
Yeah, you never know, like something deadly.
But no.
No, he got it so, like, the greed, Glennon, my god.
Didn't
man.
need to draw 3 cards.
I appreciate the greed in this game as much as anyone else. Like, I'm a fan of drawing 3 cards, but mother of God, not when I have infinite ways in my hand to deal with what's going on the battlefield. Literally, he cast the Cruel Ultimatum. Anti goes, okay, sacrifice my terrible thing, discard my 3 terrible cards, and yeah, I lose 5 grand. I'm on 20. Untap, Kiki, kill you. And Glenn's just like, oh yeah, look at my hand. I had loads of ways to deal with that.
Kiki sitting there, or Glenn sitting there, shuffling his hand because it's so big, needlessly big, going, oh
struggling
yeah.
to hold the cards in his hand. He has so many of them.
It's like, oh yeah, that does win.
Yeah.
And those 3 extra cards I drew did nothing.
Oh yeah, so he had the 3 extra that he drew as well, but the 2 Bitterness Blast were definitely in his hand before that. They weren't cards he drew.
It was
off
Phyrexian
the grid.
Obliterator, 2 Bitterness Blast, Snapcaster Mage, Cruel Ultimatum, and a Lightning Bolt.
Remand. He definitely had a
And
remand.
a Remand. So I think he might have just had 7 cards and just had no need to do this.
Yeah.
Would have just won. Anti was representing. He's like, yeah, I got my 3 red sources. I'm not going to court anything. I am just going to hard cast Kiki-Jiki.
Yeah.
Glenn's a good player. It's really disappointing to see him do something like this.
Yeah.
We're going to give him endless amounts of grief though, because
All the grief. All the time. Glenn, you're not getting away with this one.
like he's a Scooby-Doo villain.
I will not let you away with this.
And I know, I can see his face as well when he's just like, yeah I know.
Yeah. I got greedy, I know.
It was stupid, I should have won that.
Yeah. Anyway, sure, these things happen. It was like the other night with Graham Fillets. Tell me you saw that. No, you didn't. You were probably playing on Standard last Thursday.
What happened?
Graham had a boo-boo. On camera, game 1, it was hilarious. He had literally all of these. He had everything. He had like 30 creatures on the battlefield. He had cast 2 to 3 of the Horn of Queens and all the tokens. He had like a massive Genesis Hydra or 2. He had a Pelucanos. He had everything. He had 2 Whisperwood Elements. He had loads of stuff. He had a Nykthos. He had everything. So he goes start the turn. He goes Genesis Hydra for 9 or something. Like bring out another Horn of Queen. Make another token. So I have 5 mana left. Exactly 5 mana left for my turn. I have Shamanic Revelation in my hand, and I probably have around 5 different creatures on the battlefield of power 4 or greater. Loads of creatures to draw. He's going to draw about half of his deck, and instead he goes attack with like 1 thing or something like that. He's playing against Francesco, who has 3 permanents, 2 crappy ones, and a the 1-drop level up thing, the green thing that you level up.
Oh sure, Warden in the first trick.
Yeah. And Glennon is on like 7 or 9 or something. I'm not sure what he's on.
Not Glenn.
Or not Graham. Sorry, Graham. Yeah. So all Graham needs to do is cast Shamanic Revelation. The game's over. He gains like 20 life, and the game's over. Instead, he spends his 5 mana to flip up another Whisperwood Elemental. And then passes the turn, makes like 2 things end of turn off his 2 Whisperwood Elementals. So he has literally the 40 creatures on the board. Like his Parent Toughness on the board, untapped, is at least 40, like minimum 40. And he passes the turn, and Francesco goes like he almost just shrugs and goes, "Well, I've nothing else to do. Attack with my Warden in the first tree, and what do you call it? Graham puts like a Hornet Queen and a 1/1 token in front of the thing, which has trample and lifelink. At this point, it's already leveled up and has like 5 counters on it. And then Graham puts like 3 Parent Toughness in front of it, and then Francesco just goes, put 5 counters on my thing, And like me and Will are sitting here having a laugh, or me and Sander are sitting here having a laugh or something. It's like, oh yeah, you know, it looks like he's about to win here or something. And then Graham just scoops up his card and is like, hang on a second, he didn't actually just win there.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
We're both just like shocked and horrified. We're like, no way did he just win that game. Yeah, it was like I think he just forgot about the trample, or
That he could get extra token.
Man, I don't even know.
counters.
I don't even know what he did. He said like he was just tired and he had had a long day and his brain just went blank. But you've never seen anything like this. Like, he could have literally put 40 pound toughness in front of this thing.
I'm the same. When you're playing feature, I always have the fear.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm
What
gone
am I
over
gonna
it.
do? I'm gonna
Yeah.
do something wrong.
And as well, I think as well, like, your brain melts in that mono green deck because you're doing so much math. You're like, okay, I have to count everything and I have to, you know, nothing. Like, to me, Magic's very intuitive.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you're playing like a regular mid-range deck, but when you're playing something like that, you're like, you have to count up everything and you have to keep. There's a lot of brain memory being used, and then what happens is I know it. He's just like, okay, one more turn and then I'll win. And I'm like,
Oh, he got so greedy for the Pelucrados, I think he just wanted to get so much on the battlefield, and the next turn Pelucrados the whole
for a
board away.
billion, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, just because as well, I think I know his thought process. His thought process was, if the only way I can lose is 2 and end hostilities. So if I have 2 Whisperwood Elementals,
Yeah,
I'll just get a bunch of
something like
2/2s
that.
and win. And then he's like, sweet, I lose. Damn.
Yep. So, Immortal Echoes, about that other match we were going to put on, I have literally just sent a message over to the table spotter right now asking what the story is. So, we saw a hand in the feature match area. A brief hand. So
Someone having
that
a
might
wave.
have been all we saw. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if we're actually getting someone on. We thought we were. It's possible we still will, but we're just going to have a brief pause here for now. Do you want to...
Yeah, I'll absolutely run out and see if we can get someone.
So, Eamon gonna run out, see what the story is. There may not be a backup feature match ready to go. They may be just still in the middle of games and stuff, so gonna have a quick look now, get someone up if we can. So, FN Twin, your local gaming store meta became 50% Twin, 30% Abzan, 10% Affinity, and 5% Amulet. You're so happy. So, what would you want to play against if you were those decks? So, against Abzan, and against Amulet. Against Abzan, you'd be happy to be mono red. Against Affinity, I'm trying to think of what's good against all of these decks. Against Twin, so generally against Twin, you want to be an Abzan deck yourself. So, the Abrupt Decays are usually pretty good against Splinter Twin. Fast combo decks can also be good against Splinter Twin at times.
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
It looks like everyone out there is already on to round 3, all in control matchups.
Okay,
We're not going to be getting anyone out.
Alrighty.
Sorry everyone, you'll just have to wait till tomorrow for standard.
Indeed.
Or next Wednesday for modern.
Yep.
I will be on tomorrow for Thursday with either Will Tolan or Sander Bars. I think it's going to be
I
Sander.
think it's Sander tomorrow.
So be sure to tune in for that. It'll be interesting to see what decks turn up for that. I feel like it's still kind of shifting the meta game and the
Little
shop.
bit.
So that'll be interesting to see. Evan Hughes, the guy playing Blue Red Twin in round 2, I believe it was, just told me.
Evan McHugh.
Evan McHugh. Oh, he'll be mad at that.
Don't call him Evan Hughes. He won't be happy with that at all.
Just told me that he's on top of the leaderboard now.
Yeah.
After going.
He already won one of the
4-0.
leagues, didn't he? So now he's on for the double box. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
it
saying?
might be.
The combo box. Nice.
So he's going to be on for that, and
Sweet. Yeah, he's doing well with it.
Yeah.
He's found a deck he likes, and he's doing well with it. So
I think he was testing out a bunch of different stuff, and he was just like, no, I'll just play Blue Red Twin and
Yeah.
get very good at it. He's a very good player at that kind of deck.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him not play Blue Red something,
yeah.
if not just Blue Red, because he's gotten very good at it.
He gives out a lot about A plus B decks and just always seems to play them. Like he was playing the blue red, just the Splinter Twin version in Legacy,
Yeah.
which is the show and tell deck, the
Yeah.
sneak and show deck, and just gave out so much when he would just have only one of A or B. And then I'm like, man, like you give out so much about being unlucky, and you play these luck based A plus B decks. But no, there is a good amount of play to them, especially I think the twin deck. There's more play to the twin deck in Modern than there is in
Yeah.
the show and tell deck
Well,
in
the
Legacy. So
the Pestermites and the what's the other guy?
Seaver Exarch.
The Seaver Exarch, they've gotten better. Just as 3 mana flashes that tap down or untap a thing, they've gotten significantly better.
Yeah.
With these creature matchups, I mean,
Yep.
a lot of time they can just buy you an extra turn, which is an extra card. I mean,
Indeed. Yeah, and with Abzan being hated out by, it seems, everyone. since the unbannings, it was obvious that Abzan was going to be at the fore of
The
the
enemy.
meta. It was going to be the main enemy, so everyone was just trying to hate that deck out. So if that's being hated out and not a lot of people are playing it, Twin is one of the main decks in the format. It doesn't like playing against Abrupt Decay, so generally it'll do well if that deck's not around. So yeah, not a surprise that Ev's doing well with that at the moment.
Anyway, that's us.
That is us for tonight.
We're going
You've
to
been
sign
watching Danny Gilligan here.
Eamon Jones.
We have been showing you Modern. SCG Night. We'll be back tomorrow for Standard, and next Wednesday. Join us again.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. Bye bye.